focus has been about posing. I am very close to the stage. Everyone that competes in the bikini world looks amazing. I remember judges are staring at hundreds and hundreds of competitors. They've seen it all. They see everyone looks the same. It starts looking like a blur. But one thing to make you stand out on stage is posing. The headquarters at Team Edge is at Simi Valley, which could be an hour drive, but with traffic, it was 2.5 hours, and I drove there, and I knew that's something I needed to practice on. And it's been 3 years since I stepped on stage, and I got the routine down. But when you start looking at other people's poses on Instagram and the other Edge girls, you're just starting to doubt yourselves, and you start to thinking you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta add extra flair. And overall, it's pretty much getting your routine down and nailing your poses. And my weakness is posing. I start overthinking things. I start over practicing right before a stage. And then when I over practice on stage, I tend to mess up. I tend to move too quickly. And I have to first make sure I nail all the angles down. And the key is videoing yourself to get it. Get the basic. Hire a posing coach that knows all, like, the main things what they're looking for, helping you find your strong front pose, your back pose, because every competitor's body is shaped very differently. It means that your posing is gonna be very different than others. Your angles, your front pose might look better this way versus someone else. Your back pose, your certain feet angle might have to be different than certain others. Some might have to hyperextend their legs, some might need it a little bent, some needs this, some needs that. So we have to remember that posing is gonna look different. You could look at everybody, on video, showing their posing techniques, and you could use that as a guidance, but just to really getting the right pose that fits for you, I would recommend a coach to hire that's perfect, that knows their things, that knows the industry in and out. And Team Edge, my coach Ingrid, she knows the ins and outs. She knows what the judges are looking for. She knows what body type works well. So that helped me kind of get in a better guidance of what to do. Because there's this one front pose that I always try to do because everyone has this nice waist, but I can't get it down. But the way my body is very different, or my legs is different. Some people has that. Judges look for long, lean look, and I'm 5'4", and my legs are very muscular, and it has to look thinner. I have to make the illusion that I look taller. And another thing with the illusion for posing is your waist. You want your waist look smaller than your shoulders. You want to look big. You want to look like the hourglass. And of course, I'm a square shaped person. That my posing my angles is gonna be very different. So driving there was very beneficial because it gave me a nice guidance and know what to focus on and where to fix my problems. So I videoed my posing, and just looking at it, it's so crazy to see when watching. I'm like, okay, I need to work on this. I need to suck in my stomach. I stick it out too much when I'm walking. When I'm doing the changing positions, my walking transition is wrong. So now these are my areas that I like to look at when I practice. And another thing is we were practicing at the headquarters with mirrors. So it's easy to just stare at yourself to look at that. But you have to remember, when you're on stage, you don't have a mirror to look at. You don't know how you look. You don't know what the judges are looking at. And that also is a psychological thing, like, oh crap, like, how am I doing this? So one way I do it is I practice at home is I would set up my camera on my phone, and I'll start videoing myself doing this. Then after I complete it, I look at it, and I always pretend that one, because you only have one shot on stage posing. So every time I video myself, that first time is like, all right, this is my only time on stage. Like, how am I gonna look when I look like this on stage, when I pose like this? So I'll video myself and I look, and after that I'll look, and then I'll critique. I'm like, all right, this part looks good, this part is not, I need to fix that. So then I'll start focusing on that. Then I do a second, And I keep doing that. But what I like to do, but what I've noticed when I keep over practicing too much in a small amount of time, my first shot was always better than like my 10th try. So for me, works better if when I would do a couple times, I'd look at it and like, all right, I know my flaws. The next day, fresh mind, fresh body, fresh everything, because your body gets so sore and weakness, in which you got. If you don't feel pain, that means you're doing it wrong. It has to hurt. So during this whole posing thing, my whole back hurts. Like my mid back hurts, like right here. So man. And my calves are tight, so I don't know, I was tensing them because there's a lot of isometric holds. And I was dripping so much sweat in practice, it was ridiculous. Probably more than I do in cardio. So, next day I will have to focus again with that. So now, since I'm 4 weeks out, that's my goal every day, is to practice on posing, fixing my angles, getting the routine down. And obviously, every week your body's gonna start changing and leaning out, so it's gonna look different. And your body composition is gonna look different than it was like when I did it this time. So there's gonna be a lot of always final tweaks, but you'll have to understand that. So that is my conclusion on posing.